Are you ready for another what I eat in a day? I hope you're not getting sick of them because I really like making it. So today we might be starting off a little boring with a breakfast you have already seen, but we're going to have some experimenting. So we're going to go on a bit of an adventure because we're going to try a new lunch that I've never tried, and we're going to try a new dinner that I am also excited to try. Dinner I am especially excited for because it is a new recipe that I think is also going to be like low carb keto friendly, so I could finally make my husband dinner, which is so weird, right? Because most people are like, I just want a break from making my family dinner, and it's like, I very rarely, very rarely cook anything for my husband because he just eats the same thing every single day and he cooks it himself. But anyways, let me flip you over so I could quickly show you my breakfast. I know, I've been eating this a lot, right? So this is my chocolate coconut banana oatmeal baked single thing that I meal prep from Emily Bites. Yeah, you've seen it. Let me flip you over. It's just good. I don't know what to tell you. It's good, it's fast, it keeps me filled, like, and I meal prepped it, so I'm going to eat it. And I know because I've experimented with other ones, if you're like me and you're making things like for yourself, but it's like this recipe makes 12 oatmeal singles, and I cannot eat 12 in a week, and they tend, like, I would highly recommend putting these in the fridge because I found that they tend to last a little bit longer. But even so, I am going to freeze these, like freeze ones that I know I won't be able to eat, because basically I eat one a day for like 5-6 days, something like that. So I'm going to freeze these, and they do like thaw out and reheat just fine. So what I do is I freeze them in like little 2-packs, and then I just take them out every other day if I want to eat them. And the night before I just put them in the fridge to thaw them out, and then I just zap them in the microwave. I also zap mine that are like fresh in the microwave too. So that's what I'm going to do. Do you guys want to see my outfit? I'm so excited. So I think in another what I eat in a day video where like we kind of went out because the electricity was out in our house, I returned some things, and then I got some, like, this new outfit, this new Frozen shawl, and I want to show you it all put together. Guys, what do you think? I think it's kind of cute. Oh, sorry for the weird lighting or whatever, but like, I almost, like, it almost makes me feel like a creative person or an artist, but I think it's kind of cute with this belt. And then it's not like, it gives me a little bit of shape, so it's not like I'm wearing a blanket, you know, but that's basically what I am. I'm wearing a blanket, and then I just have this belt and obviously leggings. This is a size small because it's the only one they had, so, and I typically wear a size large, so I feel like if it was a large it might give me a bit more coverage in the butt, but I'm fine with this. I feel pretty cute today. Okay, it is time for lunch, and actually what you are sitting on is, we got this really, like, actually pretty cheap tripod off of Amazon, and I think it was $25 or somewhere around there, because, confession, you have been dropped a lot. I'm very sorry about that, but we don't want to ruin this camera, and so we were hoping that a tripod, not dropped, but like, so I'll set you guys on something while I'm cooking, and then it'll be like and sliding. And the lens already, like the lens cap, we have the Canon G7X2, I think, and so the lens is like supposed to be able to close, you know, to protect it. It doesn't close anymore. Anyways, so still getting used to it, so let's see how it goes. What I'm going to make for you guys is Emily Bites, you know, my favorite. She has this chicken bacon apple cheddar wraps. that I'm pretty excited about. It's like a grilled one, so it's almost like a panini, which, oh man, I love paninis. Usually I like paninis on sourdough bread, but anyway. So if you make it according to her recipe per wrap, it is 6 smart points, but I am changing a little bit. Not so much the ingredients, but like the brand of things that I'm using, because she's using like a specific brand of like the wrap and style and stuff. So I will tell you my points, but Emily Bites, it'll be linked below. Let's get it going. Let's get it started. All right, so here are some of the basic ingredients that I have going for you. So this is maybe like half, I guess technically less than a half, a Granny Smith apple that I have sliced really thin. I use this slicer to get it that thin because I am not skilled enough with the knife to get it nice and thin. And then I just sprinkled some cinnamon on top of that. And then I am going to use this is what I'm going to use for the wrap, the Extreme Wellness wrap. It is just 1 point. And then this is the cheese. I am going to use mild cheddar. I highly, highly, highly recommend weighing out especially your cheese, because I found that you can kind of get more cheese for the same amount of points if you weigh it than if you measure it out. So if you see here, it says like 1/4 cup or 28 grams. And if you switch it to grams, then you can measure it out. And honestly, I played with the app a little bit, and I could get 32 grams which is only a couple more, but still 32 grams of this cheese for 3 points. And look at how much cheese. Can you tell? It's a lot of cheese. I'm excited about it. Okay, so step 1 is cut it, sprinkle some cinnamon, microwave this for 67 because you want it a little soft but still firm. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so the next step is that you just have to have some chicken. I think it's supposed to be around like 2 ounces or something like that of chicken breast that you cooked up. It wasn't required to have any seasoning, but I'm really enjoying this combo of seasoning. So I just have the garlic powder, onion, salt, and this cowboy mix. So I'm just going to cook this up. And then I'm having center cut bacon over here that I'm trying to fry up, but this pan takes a while to heat up. And this is 1 point worth, which is like 2 pieces, or you know, I always do it in half. So it's like 4 pieces. Yeah, so coming together. Alright, all of the components are ready. So now all we have to do is try to assemble it, which honestly is the part I'm a little bit nervous about, to see if I could do it. So I am spreading the cheese. They said to leave some room on the top and the bottom. Hopefully that's good enough. And then these are what the apples look like. Sorry, that's Eric's things for the pizza. So they did get a little, I'm wondering if I cut them a little bit too thin because they are pretty soft. So I'll get the flavor. Don't know if I'll get any crunch, but I don't know if I want the crunch or not because I've never had, I don't think I've had something like this before. Maybe I have, but who knows. Alright, so apple, and then I have my chicken. What? Well. Oh well. Chicken flying everywhere. Come on, corral them back here. And then maybe I have too much chicken. Honestly, I didn't measure the chicken, so maybe. Okay. So now we have this one. So you're supposed to fold. Okay, this is going to be huge. What have I got myself into? The bacon is just going everywhere. Oh no. Alright people, we're going to have to reevaluate. I'm going to need to turn you off because this is not working. Alright guys, I did it. So I did eat some of the chicken, and I took 1 piece of bacon, like I guess, yeah, 1 piece of bacon out to make it fit, and I'm totally just going to eat it while it is on there. And And so basically you're just supposed to grill this over medium-low heat, 3 to 4 minutes, and then flip over to the other side to make it like golden and crunchy. I'm super curious about this. I can't wait to eat it. Okay, it's been 3 minutes and I'm honestly terrible at flipping things, so I wanted to record it to either show you my victory or so we could all have a good laugh. Oh, hey! Okay, so I must have not closed it well enough, but you cannot tell me that that does not look good, right? With those grill marks? Can you, here, let me move you closer. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, I'm really excited now. I'm gonna put the timer on so I can flip it for the other side. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ta-da! Here it is, and you see the gooey deliciousness that I'm so excited to try. So yeah, and look at these nice grill marks. I know that's totally because of the pan, but anyway, this wrap ended up, or wrap or panini, whatever you want to call it, ended up being 5 points, 2 points for the cheeses and 0 for the apple. So this is 7 points. Oh, and I hope it's as good as I think it is. Lunch is over and I'm back, and I'm about to go back into the workroom to work. I wanted to stop and tell you, oh, here's Eric. That's not what I wanted to tell you. I wanted to tell you that lunch was great. I really liked it. The apple definitely was like the overpowering flavor. So honestly, I think I might just kind of make these, you know what would be good? Honestly, this is what I want to do, because I want to make it again, minus the apple, dip it in some Boathouse ranch dressing, because you guys know I love chicken bacon ranch things. It's so good. So good. Anyway, gotta go to work. Hi guys, it is snack time. And actually, because of the tripod, I'm just having a snack in the kitchen, and because everybody else in the, I have the house to myself. This is pretty rare. And it's nice. So for my snack, I am just having 1 ounce of this Aloha teriyaki beef jerky. This is the one I get from Aldi, and I find it a lot cheaper. Beef jerky is expensive. I guess I don't really understand why for a snack, but it's really hard to beat for a snack for me, because I like it because it is filling. Like, it doesn't look like a lot, but 1 ounce, and I weigh it out, I have my measuring thing here. 1 ounce, it's only 2 points, which is a good snack, and it really, this or the peanut butter and banana are the things that like keep me full for the longest, and it's nice because like I don't feel gross at all when I eat it. So anyway, that's just what I was having for the snack. Aloha teriyaki is good. Get this at Aldi's. I do like the spicy garlic one better. I think they also have like a hickory barbecue or like a smoked flavor, but like I don't really care for like smoky style barbecue. That's just not my thing. So so I haven't tried it yet. Maybe one day I will, and maybe I'll be amazed by it. Anyway, so you know, at snack time, I like to talk to you guys about life or things like that. And so anyways, so I am developing in my shop basically like a boxy clear cosmetics bags with a strap, but the strap has like a buckle. You know, if you could picture a buckle like on a fanny pack or on, I don't know, it's just like a clip buckle. And my initial reasoning was inspired by my brother-in-law, because they go, he and his family, they go traveling a bunch for the kids. They're in like travel softball and travel baseball, and so they travel all the time. And now my niece is 12 going on 13, and so now she likes to bring her own like stuff to get ready, you know, along with his wife, my sister-in-law. And so last summer he came to me, and they like to use the bag, like they use a ton of bags, which I'm so thankful for the support. All my family is supportive. It's really cool. Anyway, he came to me and he was like, Amy, they have too many things on the counter can you make one with that I could hang it so I could just get things off the counter, because they just have a lot of stuff that they bring, like a lot of, I don't know, cosmetics or whatever, things that they bring. And so he asked me that for the summer, and I tend to do like, I tend to take my time in like development and product testing and things like that, just because like I want to make sure I get it right before I release it. So it's been like 6 to 7 months now, and I feel confident about it. But anyway, for the things that I make, I really try to make them like multi-purpose or different uses. So I was thinking, I was like, oh, you know what, this also might be really good, is, you know how like strollers sometimes have that handle? I was like, oh, you could totally clip one of these things onto a stroller, and then you can, I was like, oh, you could just have like snacks right there. So if someone is like losing it in the stroller, you could just be like, zip, here go, you know, because snacks solve a lot of things, you know. Or even if like, if once again someone is fussy or whatever, you could just have like little things in there. But I don't, like, obviously we don't have kids, I don't have a stroller, and we don't really have like friends close by that have a stroller or whatever. So what we did is I contacted 2 of my friends, and I asked them if I was like, hey, can I send it? And they have kids, so I asked they have young kids, so I asked them if I could send it. And of course they were so nice, and they said, oh, because I wanted to send them so they could kind of do a little product testing, but also so they could take pictures, so I could show people like, hey, here's another use. Of course, if it's like super annoying or they hate it, like I will just be like, ah, okay, that's not what one of the uses. But anyway, so this is a big deal for me for a couple of reasons, and I think it's because one of the biggest things that I struggle with, or one of the things that I am most insecure about, it might be my #1 thing I'm most insecure about, actually. I don't know, don't hold me to it, but it's definitely in the top 3, is I'm really insecure in regards to like friendship. Every aspect of friendship, anything you want to talk about friends, like making friends, being a good friend, everything regarding friendships, I am very, very, very insecure about, not confident. And I do have like, there are reasons for that I don't know if I will ever get into, but there are. Anyway, so it is really, really hard for me to ask things of people that aren't my family. Like, if you are my family, I'm very high maintenance. Specifically, well, don't ever ask Eric that, because I'm sure he will know I am super high maintenance. But like, I'm a very high maintenance person, but I am only high maintenance with my family. And so, but it is, if you are not like my immediate family, it is so hard for me to ask for help, or for me to, just everything. If you are not my family, it is hard. Any interaction is really hard for me. And there's a couple of reasons for that, or there's there's so many levels to this, but one level is that I just have insecurities of like, oh my gosh, I'm going to bother them. Like, if I ask somebody for something, it's too much of a bother. They're going to be super annoyed with me. Or it's also like, who am I to ask someone to help me? It's like, I don't really talk, like, because while like these friends that I asked, like, I definitely, like, they're awesome people. I really, really like them. But it's like, like, we don't really text very much at all. It's like, if I see them in person, but they live in different states and all these things. Anyway, so I was really worried about like, oh, who am I to like just barge in and be like, hello, I know we don't talk very often, I need your help, like that. I was like, am I being rude? And there's like so many things I could get into my head. I'll spare you from all of them, but that's just a little bit of the different things that I have. But what I did is, and usually like I will like full on torture myself, and probably Eric, who has to listen to me, my husband, about this, and just social things and friendship in particular are I just am the worst at. And it's really, really, really hard. But I want to get better. Like I really, really, really want to get better. And so, and like, as far as I am, like I'm not in any place in my life where like I'm being social or anything. Like I don't know if I'm ready to like make a real life in-person friend yet. I don't know if I've quite made that much progress, or else it'll like freak me out. But anyway, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to be like, all right, let's say if the situation was reversed. Let's say if the two people I asked to help me take pictures, and honestly, it's not a lot. Like I sent them the bags, and I'm just saying, hey, will you fill it with some of your kids' snacks, and then just take a picture on your phone and send it to me. So it's like, so if they ask that of me, how would I feel? And I realized it's like, if someone asked that of me, I would feel so happy to be able to help them. You know, I would feel so happy. I'd be like, oh sure, no big deal, because it is no big deal. Like it really is not. And I would be excited for them, you know, like I would love to see what my friends, no matter like how close we are in friendship or how not close, like I would love to see what they're doing. Like I would love to like hold what they're doing. I just like, I would think that it was cool, and I would feel kind of special if someone asked that of me. And so with that was my first step, is be like, okay, if someone asked me to do the exact same thing, how would I react? And so my reaction is like, I would be excited to help them, and I would feel honestly kind of special. Okay, so those were my steps. And then I was like, okay, that was my first level. And then my next level is I had to be like, well, Amy, do you think you are better than those people? Do you think you are like much nicer or much whatever? And then the answer is, of course, no. Like, of course I don't think so, you know? So then I went to the follow-up step. It's like, okay, so if you know how you will feel, which is positive, and then if you know that you are not like a better person at all, or a nicer person or whatever than those people, then don't you think that their reactions, it might not be the same because we're not the same person, obviously, but don't you feel like their reactions will be in the ballpark similar to yours? And there's no way, like there's no reason to worry that you're being difficult, or you're being like in position, or it's just like, or you're feeling entitled to help or anything, like all the negative things that it's had. It's like, doesn't that make sense that they would probably feel similar to you? And then my answer is yes. It probably is logical, right? That I could imagine how I would feel. They probably will feel similarly. So I'm not freaking out. That was like big thing number one. Like, I am not overthinking this. I am not getting in my head. I am not thinking I am a terrible person for contacting them kind of out of the blue to help me, or I am just stopping those thoughts right now because I'm trying to grow in this area. Because if I ever want to be able to be close and to make good, solid friendships with people like I could trust and I could live my life with, I have to change the way I think. I think and how I see the world. So this is the step. Then another thing that I am super, super, super excited about is that jealousy, or even like sadness or being depressed or whatever, did not come into this at all, which is so great. So I don't know, like basically something that I really, really, really want very, very badly, and I've wanted forever, is I want to be a mom, and I want to like have my own house or have my own place. And obviously we're currently living with my parents to try to make this handmade business dream thing come true, and we just don't have kids yet. And And so I really struggle, jealousy and insecurity and just getting sad about, oh, and being impatient that my life's not where I want it to be necessarily. Those are things that I for sure struggle with, but I don't know why, like that, like, well, actually I do. I've been trying really hard and working on it. It's not happening. Like if maybe like 6 months ago, if I tried to do this 6 months ago, I would have been really sad. Like I would have been feeling I probably wouldn't have reached out because I would have been so sad, because it's like I would be crying to Eric saying like, Eric, we can't do this because like I'm so sad that I don't have a baby, I don't have a stroller, we don't even have anybody like that we're close to nearby, like we don't have a good group locally. Like I would just get in a spiral about how sad I was that I couldn't take this own picture because I don't have a baby and I don't have a stroller and all these different things. But I'm really working right now on, I'm a Christian and I'm working on really trusting God and his timing in everything, and I feel at peace, like that none of those feelings at all came to me at all, which I'm really thankful for. Really thankful for. Anyways, I just wanted to let you know this is a little I do want to get personal with you guys, so you guys could get to know me and not just the food I make, because I know I'm not the best. And I feel like I don't hear a lot of people who struggle or feel insecure about friendships a lot. Like I hear a lot about other insecurities. So yeah, I really don't hear about people being insecure in friendship, especially like adults. You know, obviously you hear like young people or teenagers or whatever, but I just want to be open and honest with you guys in hopes maybe that you don't feel alone. I don't know if anybody else struggles with this or not, but regardless, I'm going to go eat my snack before I just get all up in my mind and stuff like that. So I'm going to eat my snack and I'll see you when it's time to make dinner. All right, time to start dinner. So what I'm making is an Emily Bites recipe for the main part. It is called cream cheese and herb stuffed chicken. I am going to have to make some changes to this recipe, because basically what it is like you take a chicken breast and you cut it in half and you stuff it. But the problem is when we went to the store, when we went to Aldi's, they didn't have like just regular chicken breast. It was so weird. They were totally out of them. But they did have chicken breast tenderloins. And so what I'm going to do is that I am going to basically like kind of stack 2 chicken tenderloins on each other. But I did smash, well, I'll show you what I did basically. So some of the things I'm going to tweak a little bit, but it's basically, that's what I'm going to do. And then to go with it, I have a baked sweet potato already going in my onion, golden sweet potato. Love those. And then I am going to make bacon roasted Brussels sprouts. This is based on a recipe by Laura in the Kitchen, but I twist it a little bit to make it more Weight Watchers friendly essentially. And yeah, that's what I'm going to make. So let's get cooking. I put my chicken tenderloins in this baggie, and then I have my Philadelphia cream cheese, 1/3 less fat. I'm trying to get to room temperature, but in winter it's kind of hard because room temperature is cold. So I did flatten these in a rolling pin. Once again, this is a little bit different than it is supposed to be. So what she does is, for her chicken breast, she stuffs it and then she kind of almost like browns them in a pan before putting them in the oven. I don't have any toothpicks. We don't have any toothpicks in the house. And originally what I was going to do is we have these cooking spears. I was going to try to like fill them, stab them to keep it together. And I'm just like, you know what? I know myself. I'm just going to do a terrible job of that. So what I'm going to do instead is I have a pan going and I'm going to season these with salt and pepper and kind of like quickly just get them brown on both sides. and then stuff them. Hopefully it'll work. Okay, I don't know if you could tell, but my chicken does have a little bit of color over here. It definitely like is not done cooking by any stretch of the imagination. But why is my cutting board slippery? That's kind of scary. Anyway, and as I was reading the instructions on what to do next, I realized, oh my gosh, if I prep my Brussels sprouts, this could totally become basically a one-pan dinner. If I would have thought about it, I could have like chopped up my sweet potato and added it to the Brussels sprouts and made it almost like a little mixture, and it could have been a one-pan meal, but it's okay. I'll think about that in the future. So I am prepping my Brussels sprouts now so they could just cook at the same time. I have washed these, rinsed these, and now I am just kind of quartering them because I prefer them to be smaller than just halving them. And yeah, that's what I'm doing. With I have a few cloves of garlic here, so I'm just using this. Whoa! I'm just using the same knife and just kind of squishing it to get some of the excess shells or whatever off. I don't cut them or mince them or anything like this because I find that it burns, but I do like to smash it when I put it with the Brussels sprouts. Easy. Use as much or as little garlic as you like. Okay, so to this little mixture that I'm creating, I'm going to have 2 slices of center cut bacon, and I am going to chop them. I'm going to keep them in pretty big chunks, as you can see. I just find cutting them with scissors easier because I like my Brussels sprouts pretty like well cooked, and I found if you cook them for a long time like I do, then the bacon tends to burn, but the bacon gives it so much good flavor. Alright, so I'm going to leave the Brussels sprouts now, and I'm going to make the mixture to stuff the chicken with. Alright, so we're going to move back to the chicken dish now, and here we have 2 ounces of cream cheese. Remember, I am changing the recipe to kind of half it. It's supposed to have 1 clove of minced garlic, but honestly I'm trying to use this up, so I'm just guessing if that's a clove of garlic or not. And if it's probably more, but it's okay. And then I'm going to add my seasonings. So first we have dill. I am putting half a tablespoon. I really don't cook with dill a lot. I wonder what it's, whoa, this is going to be very season friendly. Man, it kind of smells good. Then the same amount of parsley. Yeah, what do you guys use dill for? Because dill smells pretty good. And then as well, chives. So half a tablespoon of each of these things. Oh, these are, I should note, these are supposed to be fresh, but I don't have fresh of these items right now. Well, I guess technically I have fresh of the garlic, but I'm trying to use it up. So, wow, this is going to be very, very flavorful. Maybe I should have used a little bit less. Does this kind of seem like a lot to you? Alright, so I am mixing this up. And they said use a spatula, and I could kind of see why, because maybe it's because my cream cheese is still a little bit cold, but you really have to mash it together. Alright, I have my baking sheet lined with parchment paper, and I also did a little bit of spray. And so what you see here is 1 teaspoon of brown sugar that I am spreading over the Brussels sprout, garlic, bacon mixture, and I'm just going to toss it with my hands and just kind of make sure everything is well coated and everything. If leaves fall off, I'm like, whatever, I don't care. I'm going to try to maybe spread out the bacon a little bit more because they did get kind of clumped together. This Brussels sprout recipe I have made many times before, and I think it's so good. I really am not a fan of Brussels sprouts as, well, I guess this is the only way other than just like plain that I've had them, but this way is super good. And this is going to be 2 points. Okay, so I have my chicken that is obviously not fully cooked, and I'm just, you know what, I'm going to put the big pieces down on the bottom. So here are the big pieces, and I'm definitely going to wash my hands because I know these aren't fully cooked, so please don't freak out on me. I'm not going to touch, well, anything else. Okay, and then I am going to take half of this cream cheese mixture. Ooh, you know what? I'm going to have to get full on dirty, everybody, and just go in with my hands and kind of spread it around on top of this first one. And then do the same with this second one because it was really not spreading very well with the spatula. But it's like, hey, my hands were already dirty, right, with this mixture over here. So what's the harm in doing it? All right, this looks good enough. And then I am going to top it with the other one because remember, this is supposed to be a stuffed chicken breast, and I'm making do. All right, so I am just going to now pop this in the oven, and hopefully it'll turn out great. Ta-da! Here is my dinner that I'm so excited about. All right, so we have sweet potato, medium sweet potato. I think this is medium. I don't know what they mean. 6 points. Cream cheese stuffed chicken, 4 points. Brussels sprouts, 2 points. It's just 1 for the bacon, 1 for the brown sugar that's on there. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and this looks so good. I'm so excited about it. So excited about it. Well. Dinner is done, and I have learned a lesson. Dill, I can't do dill. I don't like dill. I think it's gross. It's not for me. Which makes sense, actually, because that pickles are hate. They might be the worst thing I've ever tasted. Like, I do not like pickles. But then when I think about it, it's like, they serve dill pickles, you know, those big things at Disneyland, and it has dill, so like, dill isn't a word. So it's like, it probably makes sense that I wouldn't like the flavoring. So, the cream cheese and herb stuffed chicken was a big no-go for me, but I really do not think it is the recipe's fault. Like, I think it's a me problem, not like a them problem. So because I realized, like, I just can't do dill. So please, I take back my question on what recipes or what do I use dill for. Don't want to know. Don't need to know, except for maybe to avoid it. Anyway, but if you like dill, I think this could be really good because I really think, like, this was a pretty, like, simple recipe. Like, it didn't have a lot of ingredients, which I thought was really nice. And I actually feel like someone like my mom, who she loves pickles and she loves, like, dill seasoning and things like that, she would probably love this recipe because everything was great except for the flavor, which I know sounds like a dumb thing to say, but I don't know how else to put it, you know. So if you like dill, I would say please check out this recipe. If you are unsure, if you are like me and realize too late that you do not like dill, just skip it. Just skip it. The Brussels sprouts are so good though. Like, even if you don't like Brussels sprouts, I would recommend trying it. Like, that's how good they are. I love the Brussels sprouts. Like, I could have just had like a huge plate of Brussels sprouts and then just slap some like grilled chicken breast on it and be totally good. Yeah, and so I took a bite and I tried to eat the chicken. I couldn't eat the chicken. So honestly, like, I ate a good enough portion of the sweet potato. I ate the Brussels sprouts, and then I just ended up eating a couple of pieces, maybe like 5-ish pieces of pepperoni, a piece of light string cheese, and a banana. Like, I just threw some things together. But the things with it definitely wasn't more than the 4 points that I used for the chicken. Yeah, well anyways, there was a lot of experimenting and not a lot of new things, some hits and misses today. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe and the like button before you leave. And I will see you next time. Bye guys.